Welcome to the Sales Influence Podcast, where we talk about finding the why in how people buy. I'm your host, Victor Antonio. Super excited that you're here with me today. Hey, today I want to talk about something I'm just going to call the aggregate. Sounds fancy, doesn't it? The aggregate. So, I'm thinking about this. People say, I want to be the best at this. And let's say you have chosen to be the best person in sales that you can be. Now, here's the problem. 10%, maybe 20% of the people will be really good naturally at selling. Right? They'll be very good at selling. They're just very natural salespeople. The majority of us are simply not natural salespeople. It is something that we acquire over time. It is a skill set that we build on. So that said, let's assume that you're part of that 80%. You're part of that 80% who is struggling to be in sales. It's just not you, and you say to yourself, you know what, there's no way I can ever be the best at selling. But maybe we're looking at this all wrong. Maybe we need to shift our mindset. What if you could be, let's say, in the top 25%? The top 25%, not the best. You just want to be in the top 25% of great salespeople. In other words, you want to be at the 75 mark, right? And above. So let's say that that's the goal. You can't be the best, but you can be at 75%. Now, here's what I'd like you to think about. What are 4 things that great salespeople do? What are 4 things that great salespeople do that if we can master 4 of these, be in the top 25%, and master 4 of these, maybe we can become the best salesperson out there. So, for example, let's say that one of the high leverage activities, in other words, one thing that the great salespeople do, is that they master the art of cold calling. They're good at it. They're consistent. They're not afraid. They do it every day, and every day they get better. Now, you don't want to be the best at cold calling. Let's say you just want to be in the top 25%. So out of 100 people, you want to be at least in the top 25. So let's just aim for that. Let's aim for that because that seems more reasonable. Now, do we want to be better than the top 25%? Of course we do. But what if that's our goal, just to get in the top 25%? You know, out of 4, you're up there. Now, let's also say that another high leverage activity is the ability to give a good presentation or do a good demo. So let's say you don't want to be the best at giving a great demo or doing a great presentation, but you want to be in the top 25%. So let's shoot for that. You're not perfect, but you're in the top 25%. Now, choose a third thing. The third thing could be maybe it's your influence and persuasion skills that you need to work on. You don't need to be the best. You just need to be in the top 25%. When it comes to managing your time, you don't want to be the best. You want to be in the top 25%. Now, imagine for a moment that you choose 4 different activities, not to be the best at it, just to be the best in the top 25% of those people. What do you think happens over time? If you take those 4 habits, overlay them, almost like a Venn diagram, maybe that's what's going to propel you into being in the top 10% and maybe even higher. So here's what I want you to think about. What 4 skills, what 4 high leverage activities do you need to work on, not be the best at? Because sometimes when we shoot to be the best, we get disappointed because we see other people doing it better, and that discourages us. Has that ever happened to you? It's happened to me. You know, you see other people doing something, and you're like, why can't I be that good? Maybe it's just not possible for you to be that good. But what if we can approximate that person? In other words, what if we could be 25% there, 50% there? Let's go to 75% so you're in the top 25. Maybe I'll never be that good, but I'm in the top 25% of people who are doing good in that profession or in that skill set. You see the shift in mindset here? If you don't aim to be the best, You just want to be in the realm of the best. And let's define that realm as the top 25%. Maybe I'm not going to be number one. Maybe I'm not going to be number two. But man, I'm going to be up there in the top 25%. And if I can do this across 3, maybe 4 different habits, what might happen is the aggregate, there's the word, the aggregate of all these skill sets will push me into the top maybe 10%, maybe 5%, or even better, because I truly believe that a winner is an aggregate of a bunch of skill sets that they've managed to be good at, not the best at. They just managed to be good at, but when you add them all up, they become great. Think about that for a second. When you add up all these things that people do and they pull them all together, you become great at what you want to do. So I want you to focus on now. What 4 things can you do as you're listening to this podcast? What 4 things can you do not to be the best at, but to be in the approximation, to be in that realm, in that group of the best of? What are they? Think of those 4, and for the next week, let's figure out how we can be good at that. Because in the aggregate, you're going to be that much better. And that is it for this Sales Influence podcast. This was more of a motivational for salespeople podcast, but I want you to see yourself as not trying to be the best, just trying to accumulate the skill sets to be the best. So don't forget to leave me some feedback on iTunes, Stitcher, or YouTube. Let me know what you think. As always, I greatly appreciate it. Also, check out the online Sales Velocity Academy at salesvelocityacademy.com. This is Victor Antonio, always reminding you, selling ain't hard when you know how and you have the right mindset. Take care. Hi, I'm Victor Antonio. I'm an author, sales trainer, and keynote speaker. I'm often asked, what makes a great speaker? Is it someone who delivers real content that the audience can use? Is it someone who engages the audience so they're part of the learning experience? Or is it someone who can motivate an audience to push them beyond their comfort zone and discover new abilities? The answer is yes. But the most important thing to remember is that I'm not there to look good. I'm there to make my client look good. Simply put, it's never about me, and it's always about them.